Hey guys, here at OSMVDXReviews.com. This is a Motorola Cliq, which is an Android smartphone, one of the earliest Android smartphones, in fact, that came out on T-Mobile service GSM quad band world phone for that aspect. But we're just taking a look, again, Android devices have come such a long way. Now, this device was interesting because it still runs Android 1.5 Cupcake. Of course, it goes on Motorola Blur, which means that, Motorola has technically already given this device a 2.2 update for that manner. We're taking a look at the original version and how long and how what a wide range we've come, and even in terms of just these few years in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, in terms of Android and smartphone technologies. So again, this device was one of the earliest that came out, but it still managed to have at a time, a pretty high-end range. So it has a 3.2-inch capacitive touchscreen. As you can tell, we're not using our finger nails, but we're rather using the flesh, so it moves pretty fast. It at a time didn't have support for multi-touch, but since it's a capacitive, it's just a software thing. And after the patch, you could get multi-touch working on this device. So taking a look around the device, why this was popular was because it was also a full sliding QWERTY product, which means that we have a full QWERTY keyboard. It's a full four-row keyboard. It's a very tactile keyboard, and that's why it's called the Cliq. All the buttons are really risen above the surface on this device, and the D-pad is really easy to use, so you don't necessarily have to use the touchscreen in order to access the phone's features. The keyboard is, again, backlit, so it's nice and textured. It's really well spaced, and it's really clicky, and it's one of the better experiences. Even in counting today's smartphones, it's one of the best keyboards on any Android smartphone. It's just really tactile, and hardware keyboards are always appreciated. Okay, getting out of that, we do have a 5-megapixel camera on the back, so it's interesting to see how at first when these Android smartphones came out, like Motorola G1 at 3-megapixel cameras, and then we go over to Motorola Cliq 5-megapixel camera, and all these Motorola Droid 5-megapixel camera, and we kept on going with those entire 5-megapixel or higher trends where we had advanced cameras in addition to advanced smartphones. And then somewhere in the middle, like in 2011, 2010, 2011, 2000, in that range, it was interesting how Android smartphones decided to actually go lower in these types of resolutions. Even capacitive touchscreen higher-end Android smartphones sometimes only dish out like the HTC Hero at 3 megapixels, even though the companies manufactured had gone with 5 megapixels in the past. And then how we're going to 2012, and suddenly, again, we're getting even higher in megapixels. We're going back to 5 megapixel or even higher, going up to 8 megapixel and 12 megapixel and stuff like that. So it's one of the earliest. It still has a pretty good camera, pretty decent. Of course, no flash, but that's pretty much that. The micro SD card slot and the SIM card slot are behind the back cover, by the way. So here's the app drawer, and we do have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on board, HTTPS, and Google Maps, and you can access all those features. So you have the full app store, but again, app support needs a little bit more of an operating system. Taking a look at the original Motorola Blur, it was still Motorola's concept to bring social networking to the Android OS. And that means, as you can see, the refreshing logo here, it means that we're connected to a Wi-Fi connection or a signal connection, and it's every single time the light is flashing, it means we're refreshing information. And so this device is really a smartphone that needs a data plan. You cannot really go with an unlocked pay-as-you-go plan because that's going to drain all your minutes. Because every single second someone sends you a new Facebook feed and new email, the thing refreshes itself every single second that's happening in live time. So it's not like something where it's pay-as-you-go, internet costs extra money, you can just turn off. This feature is constantly connected. So for somebody who really likes Facebook with a contract, this device can bring you constantly new Facebook and new information. There's also tabs for entertainment, for sports. When you go on those, there's not anything new right now, but these are all news feeds of new sports, things that are happening today, all new information. It's just constantly taking all the information that you could possibly want from news, media, social networking, from happenings widget, what's happening with your friends, from email to Facebook. Again, everything that's being loaded into blogs and sites goes right on into this one phone, into one interface directly. And of course, there's the dial pad. We could just dial people and access features that way. There's also the People's tab. And of course, those are typical Android buttons. And you might notice it's not 5 buttons, it's only 3 buttons. There's the home button, the application button, and we have the back button. That was really because they wanted to make things simple. The buttons, again, are physical keys. They are not something that's capacitive, which is good. It's not going to accidentally press. It's really tactile and easy to use, but you are missing two buttons that's going to have to be integrated on screen. That's again, there's no live widgets or live home screen on this product. It's charged as mini USB, micro USB, and as you can see, the Motorola logo on the back of the keyboard actually lights up, which is pretty cool. It shows detail, shows attention to detail. Haven't connected yet. Yeah, just wanted to show you another retro product, another look at how far we've come in smartphone technologies. And it's still, of course, this device is still a very functional smartphone. You play YouTube videos, browse the web, no flash content again. But it just shows you that even in these few years, technology has really advanced. But this device is still a very functional product. And it's still a great basic smartphone if people are taking a look at that. It's a great texting device. At that, you can send more images and stuff like that. So, very, very interesting, and thanks for watching this video review and retro look back at this Motorola Cliq on T-Mobile 3G's network. Thank you for watching.